Hey Legionnaires, and welcome back to the world of men, elves, dwarves and orcs. We are back in Middle-earth with another Dawnless Day siege battle for you today, and we have a 2v2 as we have the armies of the east. We have the Haradrim and we have the Easterlings here taking on the Wooden Realm, and I believe we also have the Iron Hills here today. Yes, as we are using the Last Breath Sud mod, so we do have the exclusive faction, that is the Iron Hills, that comes with the Last Breath Submod, which is a pretty cool faction led by Day 9 Foot here today. So we are going to be seeing some glorious shock infantry action there from the dwarves, I am sure. And we do actually, it seems like there's been a little bit of a sally. I might have missed that actually from the Elven King there, sallying out. It looks like on some Lucre Maceman, maybe getting a few kills there. I don't know how. My camera just got attacked by the Variag warriors here carrying their ladders. A bit rude of you guys, but if I do say so myself. But yes, so and actually looks maybe some archers may have been here as well. That was a bold charge by the Elven King riders, getting 0 casualties as well. That is pretty good for them. But yes, in today's battle, it's looking pretty rough for the defenders. It's 4,600 attackers against 2,400 defenders. But do remember, these defenders are elves and dwarves, and apparently some running away women as well. But yes, the elves and the dwarves are going to be pretty damn hard to break through. I mean, they're also fighting over choke points like these bridges here. I can't remember. This is Long Garland, I'm pretty sure. This is the new Long Garland map. Well, it's not really new anymore, but the updated Long Garland. No longer do we have that massive ramp hill, which is the last stand. I will miss that. I'm not going to lie. We've had some great battles on that map. But I'm sure this new Long Garland one will produce just as many good ones. But yeah, we have the Serpent Spears already landing in here with some Muhad Beast Tamers. Good to see spears being used in this siege. I think this maybe is 1 or 2 many. This is 5 actually here I'm seeing. There's a lot of spears. It is pretty good to bring spears because when you land and you can get your men off the wall, if cavalry charge you, which is often what defenders do these days, they have cavalry inside the walls to counter charge you and they get so many kills because it's really hard to stop the cavalry charge from doing a lot of damage. If this is a sword unit, or like any of these units with swords, they'd be vulnerable to a cav charge. But with the spears here, they can just form sheer wall or square in the case of the beast tamers, and they can repel any cav charges. And it makes it much more harder to for the defenders to get rid of the attackers. Like on this side over here, our gate's been captured. That's a problem for the. Actually, it's not because there's no towers here to fall on them. Oh, well, that's pretty good actually. And this gatehouse doesn't have oil. Well, they could have just marched on through as the attackers. But yeah, so on this side here, you can see the Eastlings are going to have that exact problem. They've got a lot of axes here and lots of shock infantry, lots of things vulnerable to cavalry attacks. Though these pole arms here, these Locrim halberdiers, they might be able to poke away at a few generals, a few cav units. The only cav unit here today for the defenders is in fact that Elven King rider. Though losing him wouldn't be the end of the world because the Wooden Realm morale is pretty damn good anyway without that general. But yes, I hope you guys are enjoying the Lord of the Rings content at the moment. We've had some Last Alliance action and some Dawnless Days, so we're showing off 2 of the best mods at the moment for Total War. And yeah, if you're enjoying the Lord of the Rings action and want to see some more, make sure to hit that like button, hit that subscribe button if you're new around here, and maybe even leave a comment. And if you want to as well, make sure you don't miss out on any of them. Hit that notification bell. And now, let's get on with the battle. Now we've got past all that YouTube splurge. But yes, I'm very much looking forward to this one. It is a long one. It's got 53 minutes in this one. And yeah, definitely worth getting yourself some snacks, getting yourself some drinks, sitting back, relaxing, and getting yourself ready for a glorious Lord of the Rings siege here. And I'm interested to see what Harad's going to do. I feel like they've got to bring up more troops. These 5 spear units on their own are not going to be enough to try and break through this line. I mean, I'm surprised also the Elven King is not going for this Locrian Maceman attack, but maybe he is a little worried of the Archer Spore here, which is something that I'm glad that the Eastling player has done. He's got these archers and he's got a good line of sight. You can see anything that basically comes around and up onto this hill. So he is going to have a bit of an easier time. And also, I mean, they are just capturing the gate. Once the gate's captured, a whole host of Eastlings will be able to run inside. They brought just the Bane of the Steppes to counter that. That Elven King General. It seems like Harad brought a lot more in the way of cab. Brought a lot of Serpent Guards, which could be pretty useful, but most of these choke points are defended by spears, elite spears. We've got lots of iron guards. I've seen a Lasgarlan spears as well. So yeah, not any easy targets, that is for sure. And then, but what else have we got back here? We've got Khan and Hunters. We've got lots of Hall Guardians with triple gold chevrons. My gosh, these guys are going to be tough to break through. What else we got? Iron Hill Pikes and Dragon Slayers. Some pretty solid pikes there for the dwarves as well. And then yeah, like we said, Sons of the Hill up here and the Crosser as well. Even these Iron Fortress Guardians, pretty good melee actually for a crossbow unit. So yeah, that's gonna be a problem there. And they have got a supply barrel, which is great, so they can use that to resupply. I don't see any others, so they are gonna just be a little short on a bit of ammo. I have seen the Wooden Realm have been using some ammunition up. I think that might have been in an earlier phase, which we didn't see at the beginning. But yeah, they've just brought down the gates. Not that it really does any damage, which is I guess one way that Dawnless says, oh well, I say that this one's collapsed. Maybe that's got, like, that one's connected with the gate. I don't know, but that one's just collapsed out of nowhere. That's a weird one. These ones have also collapsed as well, but I'm not sure what that's been caused by. A strange one, that is for sure. But we're just gonna fast forward a little bit, see what Harad do, because this is certainly a very slow approach. We've a much slower battle taking place now yet. Okay, so it's the spears here capturing all these positions. They are forcing these towers to collapse. Interesting, I did not realize. Okay, that makes a bit more sense. Seems as though we've got Dwarven Axe Infantry moving up. These guys are just going to quite opposite here. We've got those elves behind. The Dwarven Axe Infantry are okay, but they're nothing incredible. They're kind of like the Erebor, like low tier swords that they have, but just an axe unit instead. They look pretty cool though, I won't lie. Do like the look of the Iron Hills. They are very, very cool. But yeah, I don't know whether they're just trying to bait the cabin for a charge. I mean, they could potentially do it. I mean, if I was the cav, I'd have all my if I was Harad, sorry, I would have all my cavalry on this side, because this is where the swords are. You could charge these Lasgarlan blades in theory. They do a lot of damage. I'd also be looking to try and get angles when any of these choke points that I'm fighting in. Like, you've got to make sure you get good angles into the side of these Lasgarlan blades and any of the Dwarven units as well, just to try and cause some extra damage there. And we are seeing an Elven King just fly out here. He is looking maybe for some kills. Again, though, over here we've got spears, plenty of spears lying in wait, waiting. I honestly thought that Elven King General was about to go in for a charge. That's why I've unpaused. But again, we've got Muhab Beast Tamers and capturing stuff. And they're actually getting fired upon by Lasgarlan archers. Don't know if this is really worth it. Like, the range to start with, and also the angle is not that great for these Beast Tamers. I think there's a few unfortunate guys that have been... Oh no, I think they're just a few unfortunate women that are being murdered by these Beast Tamers. That is the first casualty in war, it seems. But yeah, nothing else just yet taking place. I'm surprised neither side brought in an artillery piece, because that maybe would have spiced things up, maybe quicken the pace. But it looks like as though the Eastlings are about to make an assault. We've got the Locrian Macemen here getting pretty damn close to this barricade that the Lasgarlan archers are defending. And we also have the Khan and Hunters, these axe throwers here. They're setting up. Whether they'll start to throw their axes, I doubt it. They don't exactly get the greatest of accuracy, so I would have thought they'd wait until their point blank range before they even dare to use those axes. But yes, if you're wanting to get involved in some Dawnless Days action, or send in your own replays to have them featured on the channel, I'm always looking for more epic Dawnless Days replays, especially sieges in particular, then feel free to join my Discord. The link is down below in the description. You're more than welcome to come and join and just to get involved in some of the chats there. Obviously, a lot of talk about the World Cup right now in the Discord, which is awesome with the World Cup going on. But yeah, if you just want to come and just chat Total War or play some games with some fellow fans, then feel free to join the Discord. The link is down below in the description. And this was like an awesome setup. I mean, these dwarves here that are ready to go, the elves behind. Reminds me of obviously like the Battle of the Five Armies, when the elves like jump over the dwarven lines of defenses and engage the orcs. But it's going to be the Men of the East they'll be fighting here today. So it's a bit more of like a war in the East, or like a Battle for Dale sort of fight, really, because the Eastlings did fight the dwarves at Erebor in the War of the Ring. But yeah, I'm surprised the Macemen haven't just charged in. Like the Lasgarlan archers here are like allowing them to get really close. I would be firing on these Variag warriors as well. Like, they are point blank range. Start to do some damage to these guys, especially this one's already slightly weakened, taking some losses. It's a good sign that it's taking HP damage. And again here, Cav moving. Again, it's coming dangerously close to these spears. And it has actually gone in. And this is technically the first combat of the battle. And there's a bold charge here by the Elven King. I don't know how smart an idea it really was. He's lost a rider. Might be about to lose a second, yep. And they are the first casualties for the defenders, really. Those two Elven King riders. I don't think they really killed like just as many Muhad Beast Tamers as they killed riders. Pretty good payoff there. And it seems Lasgarland Blade's getting focused down. Oh, we have Locrium Arch over here getting shot up, but they are trying to shoot into the flank of the elves. But yeah, the elves are having none of it, and they're going to just focus down these Locrium Archers. So really well done there by the elves. They should outgun these Locrium Archers. I mean, elves are the kings of the ranged world, especially the Wooden Realm. They have the most range, I believe. They have the highest range, that is for sure. Lords Lasgarland do in particular. Elven King needs to give himself back, though. Don't know what he's doing here exactly. Very, very strange. I'll give him that. But yeah, we're just kind of patiently waiting, really. And we're going to, again, just go back to the fast forward. This has been a really slow pace one. I'm kind of interested to see what's going to happen. I mean, Defender's kind of quite happy with this, obviously, because time is being wasted by the attackers. Like, the attackers just sitting here. There is a clock that they're fighting against as well as the enemy. That is usually how Total War sieges go. There is a time limit in these sieges. And yeah, the defenders have got that in their favor. And here we go. Finally, the Locrium Macemen are going to engage. The archers here, I think, will fire point blank range at the Locrium. Yep, you can see the angle of the arrows as it flies down. It's basically just directly down. It looks really weird, but it does work. And yeah, these Locrium Macemen are losing a fair amount of infantry each volley, but they are making progress. 59. Yep, going up quite quickly. Look at that, though. Down to 115 already. It's brutal here. 76, 78. I think they're going to do it. They're not going to have to worry, but the second unit is being set up whether to quicken the pace or whether just to replace, like, charge in straight away. But I feel like they wasted time here. This was time they could have caught these archers out. They've just, because they would have been caught out. Now they're going to be safe. The Lasgarland Blades now getting into position, and we're going to see our first infantry combat here over this barricade. 93, 95. There we go. I like how they just kind of collapse down. I feel like they should lose maybe one or two guys. It's kind of a punishment for them just standing on the barricade. Here we go. The first fight underway. It seems like the Lasgarland Blades not really interested in fighting at all. Neither side really seems too interested in fighting. Cut them down, boys. Cut them down. What else? Oh, we have some fighting over here as well. We have the Muhad Beast Tamers going in here against the Lasgarland Spears. Spears versus Spears will be a pretty slow fight. Both sides, they're going to need to bring something up that's going to help break through. We've got swords coming in for the Woodland Realm. They're going to try and push back these Beast Tamers, who are reinvigorated and going straight back in. Fair amount of ammo being used up here by the archers here. And yeah, these Locrium, I don't know really what's going on here. They're just kind of having a weird standoff. Very, very strange. We have Beast Tamers. They're just going to stand and just watch. Well, they're not standing and watching. I guess they're standing and poking each other. It's like the Pavi Spear fight of the Middle-earth world. Both sides have got pretty good defense stats. Attack stats, not so great. Really, what they need up here, the attackers, is some good shock infantry. Try and break through that spear line. But all the good shock is, well, over here, you've got a Dune and a Corey. This is going to be very, very good shock to try and break through. These guys, armor clad, steel, head to toe. And my gosh, they're nasty. Some nasty black Numenorians there. They are going to do some good work. Someone by Usurps here as well. I'm surprised they haven't brought a third of Unukori. I'd probably bring that over. And oh, there is another one down there. Excellent to see. I mean, honestly, it's hard. I mean, it's a risk to do. Certainly bringing swords is certainly worthwhile, but as Harad, you could bring a plenty of shock infantry. Like, it's one of their strengths. It's like they've got a lot of mid-tier shock that you can bring, and it's uncapped. It's certainly a play that you can always try. We've got Wooden Realm Archers. They're already out of ammo. But they have been firing to the flank of these Locrian Macemen, inflicting a fair amount of losses. And they're properly getting into the fight now. That's clearly invigorated them. Yeah, they're losing decisively. And Lasgal and Blades here come by even. They are more than happy to stand in that fight, and they'll win for easily for a while. We have got shock infantry moving up the Variag warriors. Did they bring anything more elite? No Variags. We do have Warlord's Rune back here, which is good to see, and obviously those pole arms. And they brought 4 units of pole arms, so they're gonna have to make sure the defenders that it saves some ammo for all of these pole arms that are being brought up here today. But yes, it could be interesting. Already one of the polearms getting pretty close to that front line as well, so looking to change something up here. And the Variags have got in as well, so the first shock infantry action is taking place. Shock against swords will do pretty well. I don't know against the elven swords. These, I mean, seems like it's combat even. Seems like it's changed the battle a little bit. As the battle goes, like this fight goes on though, they'll go back in favor of the melee infantry rather than the shock, because, well, the shock infantry will have lost that shock and awe factor. Albert's here now getting into the fight. They're going to try and do their steady poke forward, and there you go. That's actually changed the fight. Lasgal and Blaze now losing in that fight, and that's because I think the Variags and the polearms working together in unison there. I wonder if we're about to see a charge over here. We're seeing a Dune and a Corey shift up. I mean, a good spot for them would maybe be over here against this isolated sword. There isn't many archers nearby that could maybe have any influence. Lasgal and archers are burning through their ammo. I feel like the elves, yeah, really need to be careful how much ammo they use, because they have got a supply barrel, but it's only going to be able to supply 3 units. In theory, it can resupply 1 whole unit, or just like a quarter, or like a third of like 3 different units. But still, yeah, they need to be careful spending all the ammo. Dwarven axe infantry here, they'll hold for a while. The elven general getting shot at, I don't think that's really worth shooting at, to be honest. Let's save my ammo for worse things, to be honest. The polearms over here, yeah, really doing very well. And they're actually making a very good push here. The shock infantry cutting down these elves. This is a pretty rough start for the elven infantry. Yeah, this is going to be, I don't know whether they're going to just set up somewhere else. Looks like they are. The elves retreating. They don't look like they're going to throw anything else up, which will allow the Eastlings to come all the way down this road here, and they could go all the way straight to the cap point if they wanted to. Unless the elves, yeah, it looks like maybe a whole guard in. This elven unit should hold for a little while. Yeah, it's got 30 men left, or 30, more like 40 actually. But yeah, this polearm should get there in time, and that gold chevron whole guarding might change the game. Honestly, might. Dune and Corey, though, going in it, have lost a fair amount of men already down to 96, losing as well in this fight here, and that's mainly because of archer fire. That's the reason they're losing. These big, double-handed sword-wielding maniacs. They're trying to cause as much damage as they can. Clearly, it might have been a little early for them to go in. And by Usurpers against the Lasgal and Blades, not a fight they're gonna win there. Dwarven axe infantry still unfazed over here, taking the odd kill, the odd casualty, but they're doing fine. Yeah, they've lost a few guys, but the dwarves got plenty of reserves, plenty. What's going on over here? Oh, we've got serpent spears formed square. Why are you doing that? Seems a bit bizarre, to be honest. But there you go. And interestingly enough, they did break through, did the attackers, and in fact, with a charge from the Bane Steps General, hitting these Lasgarden blades. They are starting to lose decisively because of that cavalry charge, I believe. You can see the Variags also doing some damage. Lasgarden blades down to 82, probably going to drop a bit more. And we've got the polearms just watching each other, waiting. Already these Hall Guardians taking casualties as well. 79 men. The Locrium Halberdiers also, you know, they're getting focused down themselves. Bigger loss for sure is if these Hall Guardians get focused down. I'd personally just retreat these guys. See if you can flank them. That's what you need to do. And if not, then it's not the end of the world. They'll have to retreat or just stand there. The Cav here just going to carry on fighting. Battle on, men! Battle on! Kill these elven scum that dare to defy the Riders of the East. Yeah, I mean, this elven unit, even though it's been in combat with a shock cav for quite a while, and the Bane Steps taking some casualties, they're still winning slightly. I'd probably get them out of there by now. The general probably is in a bit of danger. These Hall Guardians down to 64 men now. Jeez, we only looked away for a few moments. They are taking some casualties. How many units are they dedicating to try and kill this unit? Certainly 2. Maybe a third. That might have been firing on it as well. But yeah, the Eastling players really are worried about these elven polearms. They're trying to use the Lasgarden archers. I think to absorb the arch fire. It ain't working. They're just both dying. Yeah, look at the blood spurting off these units. Men, or elves I should say, dropping left, right and center. A lot of them have multiple arrows in them. Jeez, like this guy here has got 2 or 3 in him. This guy's got, jeez, it's brutal. It looks awesome to watch him drop, but it's so sad at the same time. So many good elves being wasted. It's like a song, but instead it's got arrows. They're just cutting down men every time they come forward, like to replace their comrades. Jeez, it's kind of satisfying to watch. Look at that, down to 31 men. Yeah, they are. That's a finished unit. Really well done there by the Eastlings, but there's a lot of ammo expended. Lasgarden spears here as well, losing this fight against the Adun Nikori. And we've got Serpent Spears in here as well, helping in that fight. The shock infantry showing its worth against those spears, even if they are a weakened unit from all that archer fire. Again, I've seen a Dune, no, Umbai Serps going on this side here. We've got the Iron Guard already been sent forward. Wow, this is an early push, really, from the dwarves, already throwing down some of their elites. Especially when you got other units retreating, seems a bit risky. Unless they're going to try and hold here, it just seems like a really bad place to hold. You could hold the 1 choke point at the bridge rather than 3 here, but I don't know. Maybe they're trying to make it a little bit fairer, make it a bit more interesting. I really don't know, but it's not what I'd be doing if I was trying to win. I'd be retreating to that bridge. Lasgarden archers losing decisively. No surprise there. They are fighting shock infantry and polearms. Oh boy, it's not a time to be an elf right now. That general did get out of there. He's got 54 men left. Really? What's he doing? Oh, they did actually break the archers. Really well done. Can they chase through? Get these archers with ammo. This will be a bit of a wing, taking out this, or at least engaging this unit. The general going in straight away. And he's going to tie down that elven unit. That's great to see. And certainly the elven player has been in a rough spot for a little while. He's taken on most of the fight so far.
Enemy units have returned to the battle.
Lasgarden archers, yeah, losing decisively. My gosh. Rough to see. And yeah, the second polearm unit, the second Hall Guardian has retreated. I don't even know if the first one even got a kill. It's insane. The Elven King is also looking like he might come forward, but the Elves could be out pretty quickly. They threw a lot of their men down early on. These dwarves, on the other hand, fairly fresh. It's not good to see for the defenders. 1,600 against 4,000. He is not looking good at all for the defenders. A really rough start, but there's still plenty of time left in this battle for the dwarves to turn it around. Here we go, a charge from the Elven King. All you have to do with the defenders is kill a general, and that will do a lot of damage to morale. Harad and Eastling morale compared to the other two have got pretty poor morale. Last guy on Archers though, look at that, wavering, losing decisively. Eesh, it's not good. You see on this side as well, they've broken through their shock infantry and polearm combo, working quite nicely here in these streets. And the Variags, they're just cutting down some loose ends here. And it kind of looks like the polearms just going to try and pull through. I don't think they meant to. I just don't think they thought that last guy on Archer was going to stand, but it hasn't any longer. And they can continue their push. More worryingly is that the supply barrel is about to be lost, because these units will come round here, take this ramp, and then the supply barrel, yeah, out of control for the defenders. So hopefully they got all their uses out of it. But I don't think they did. Most of these Elven Archer units seem like they've just gone and died after they've used all their ammo. They haven't actually gone and reloaded their ammo. Unless it was super speedy and I just didn't even see it. Dunakori, they won there. And the Unbar Usurpers can go in. Can they flank around? I think they probably could. I think they could maybe flank around here through this street. The Dunakori, and then they could just go zip right round and get into the back of all these other choke points. So no, I try it. You might be at risk of the Elven King, which I guess you could send a spear first. But yeah, that would be a decent push. And then to be honest, it's already looking pretty bad anyway. We've got Locrium Archers up here. They're already threatening to do that. To be honest, this bridge is looking very tenuous right now. These things are on a warpath. And yeah, the Khan and Hunters here, of all things, going into combat. Not even using really any of their axe volleys, and they're trying just to run out of there. They're not even sticking around. Yeah, the Elven King actually looks like he's going to do the job and try and kill off as many of these Locrium Archers as he can. I mean, it did a decent amount of damage, that Elven King, though. He's taking casualties. And Baden the Steps is chasing him down. You can see the elves running for their lives. They are, yeah, oh, this is a capitulation on this flank here. One of the Elven units got out of there, but I don't know if it's going to be alive for much longer. It's getting sent straight into the front lines down here. Yeah, they're just running. They're losing a lot of elves in doing this, but it's the right thing to do. Just try and run and get out of there. But generally, I think the elves are down to a Lasgarland Blade, a Hall Guardian, and their general, and that's it. Elven King's looking rough as well. Though, like I said, morale shouldn't matter too much. Hopefully now these crossbows going to get into action. They're going to be able to do some damage. It seems like this is a ramp they could try and get up, where these Iron Fortress warriors are, but I don't think they go. They can. They've got a good angle though. They can just shoot that that shock infantry in front of them, or the pole arms. They should really try and do that. And now it seems like we're going to see pikes coming up for the defenders here. We've got Iron Guards and we've got Iron Hill Pikemen. This is a great combo. To be honest, it's scary luck. I wouldn't want to mess with this. Look at that. That is a phalanx if I've ever seen one. And here we go, the Elven King going through. Oh, it's almost like the movie, just charging on over the shield wall. And they're trying to chase down these Unbar Usurpers. Not really achieved much there. To be honest, if I was the attacks now, I'd be making pushes on where this Iron Guard is here. Try and make a push there maybe. Or maybe over on this other side where the Iron Guards are. Just basically just attack where there are no pikes. Right now there's enough choke points and I think just enough pikes and pole arms. There's 1, 2, and then a third choke point here. And they have at least 1 pole arm and 2 pikes left. So it's definitely doable. The Cav, though, this seems like a really silly thing to have brought now. These Serpent Guards just going to be sat there doing nothing. They have not had any good opportunities to try and charge through and get some kills. Maybe when Harad did break through over here, maybe that was their chance, but yeah, they didn't take it. And what they really also need to do is try and focus down all these reserve units, because there are no like real shielded units left. They've just got shock infantry, pole arms, and there's some spear units, I guess, but yeah, not much in the way of reserves with shields. Just really, it's just archers and shock infantry and pole arms. So yeah, we'll have to see how this one goes on. There's 1 sword over here, but again, like I said, not much left. But yeah, rough start for the defenders, that is for sure. There's still 26 minutes in this game. I think that's probably because the attack is going to take some time, and they're going to try and maybe rest up their men, maybe just try and work out how they're going to attack this. But like I said, they gotta keep moving. They gotta just keep this momentum going while they can. The more time they allow the defenders to set up, the tougher this nut is going to be to crack, and also times against you as an attack. Sorry, you've just got to get in there and try and do some damage, and try and break through. I mean, really, it's quite simple. Just like I said, attack where there are no pikes or pole arms. Looks like maybe we're going to see an Iron Fortress volley here onto this Cav. Not really worth it. Cav had agreed to shoot in most games. I think in this scenario, even in a siege, I think it's worth shooting at, because it can often cause havoc. But I think how the defenders are set up today, honestly, isn't really like the biggest of worries. This Cav, I would literally not be that too worried about. You've got pikes, like I said, pikes, polearms, spears everywhere to go. It's really the shock infantry, things like Adun and Akori, still healthy, over 110, 100 men. And they've still got the wards of Rune back there, things like that. And the polearms for the Eastlings. They're the things to worry about, to be honest, as a defender right now. That's what I'd be worrying about. But none of those too close to the front lines for the Dwarven crossbows to trouble them. Got the Dragon Slayers here ready to go. I do like that they have their unique, like, Iron Hills emblem. It's cool that you know, the main mod allowed Dawnless, Last Breath to use this. It's very cool. I do like that. I just like how all these Eastlings are just running by this choke point like, don't mind us, we're just coming by. Don't mind us. We're not here to hurt you. Oh, actually, maybe these Luxury Marchers are. They are literally setting up point blank in front, and they are going to just gun down these Dragon Slayers. But there is a Iron Guard and a Lasgarland Blade here that's going to try and block and save those Dragon Slayers. It's going to need a lot of ammo to get through that. We're seeing Javies coming up here. Got the Muhad Hunters. They're coming up to try and jab these Iron Guards. Not a bad idea. I wonder whether a side volley might be a bit better. Whether they can get one if they can get onto this hill, or get onto the side here. Certainly, I think if they fired maybe from here, they could maybe get a side volley. But yeah, it's tough. Obviously, pathfinding is a bit of an issue there. Oh, they're just gonna jabby the Iron Hill Fortress Guardians instead, who are no longer hidden and are getting hit. But again, no one really dying. Actually, a lot of the shots flying well over this unit. A lot of misses there, guys. A lot of misses. Cool unit to see, though. I do like to see the Hunters coming up, and they're now retreating because that Elven King is threatening to charge them. But yeah, I don't know what they're really waiting for, to be honest, the defenders on this side. Sorry, the attackers, sorry, on this side. Just try and get an angle. Do some shooting. I mean, they should have a decent one over here. This whole bank over here is just a nice, like, side volley into the side of those pikes. And yeah, I think they can set up in there. At least one unit could. Whether they have ammo left is a different matter. It doesn't. Yeah, they've still got plenty of Black Serpent Ranger ammo. Full ammo, in fact. And here we go. Over on this side, we are seeing fighting now take place. Archers going in. They are just going to be getting themselves killed. Running onto the spears and swords of the elves and the dwarves. Just hoping that kill count go up. Not a single Dragon Slayer has died, or a single Iron Guardsman. A few Last Guard Blades starting to fall. I think that's because they've overcommitted. Oof. Poor Elf God could decapitate there. Oh, there's like Dragon Slayers came out of formation. And Iron Guard are starting to fall as well. But yeah, these Dragon Slayers need to be careful. Out of Phalanx formation, they are very vulnerable. Even if they are just trying to push forward. Run away, men, run away. Oh, yeah, they lost like 4, 5, 6. Yeah, that's going up quite quickly. Those Dragon Slayers need to be careful. Oh, yeah, down to 88. And losing decisively still. Apparently they're back in formation. Got to tell that to the to Attila. Doesn't clearly believe it. But yeah, this choke point right now, I mean, this is just a bit futile really from the from these things. They're just trying to weaken stuff. They're actually doing not a bad job weakening stuff. But they've got much more healthy units to come up and much more elite units to come up as well. But yeah, finally it seems like Harad is sort of paying attention to what my advice was, and that is to charge the spear unit here. It looks like they are going to throw shock infantry up. Obviously these Iron Fortress Guardians are probably going to try and shoot them back. At least they should. Are you listening? There's shock infantry down there. Shock infantry to kill, boys. I know you're lying in wait. The enemy knows you're there. You're not fooling anyone. They've already thrown javies at you. But yeah, the Adrenal Corps should just go in. Don't know if they'll break through the Iron Guards, but they'll do a good amount of damage. And also, this pike over here is retreated. The Iron Hill pike, whether it's going over to the other side, whether it's worried about the Dragon Slayer, I'm not sure. Well, we have Unbar Usurpers about to just go in here, looks like, against these Iron Guard. We'll see whether that works. The Adrenal Corps going in here as well. They didn't get a single volley from the crossbows of the Iron Hills. And to be fair, even though I was like, you know, saying, oh, the Adrenal Corps, they'll do some damage to these Iron Guardsmen, actually haven't even dented them. They haven't killed a single guy. Well, that's the last time I give any advice. It's clearly not working. This, though, I can tell you. I mean, in this scenario, it seems like it's okay because crossbows aren't like in 12-12 can't arc, but also there's no bow ammo left. But yeah, you really shouldn't blob up. It looks cool. Ain't effective. All you're achieving is tiring more men out than necessary. They have broken that last Golden Blade though, and it is now just the Dragon Slayers in here. And they're losing. This is a big loss here for the Dwarves. This is their elite pike unit apparently. Personally don't think it's that great. Don't think the Iron Hill pikes are that great. Whether they can do with a buff, so that Dragon Slayer, I think they maybe could. I think they're just a little too weak. Don't see them really give ever many kills. Whether they're being used incorrectly, I don't know. But they often do just get peppered down. I mean, to be honest, it doesn't help that they just get shot down. But even in combat, things like this, they're like holding in their phalanx formation. Like Vanguard would win or do at least some damage in this scenario. These Dragon Slayers really aren't. I'll be surprised they got over 100 kills. And look at this, the Iron Hills and the Wooden Realm not messing about. They're sending over shock infantry. Sons the Hill, we got Woodland Pikemen, Iron Hill Pikemen going in. Woodland Pikemen would be an interesting sight though. I'd be interested to see an elf holding a big long pike. I think it'd look very silly. Yeah, Sons of the Hill going in, and look at this. The breakthroughs now taking place for the low Q Rim. Sons of the Hill look like they're going to hold this line for a while. The next defense is even sterner by the looks. So we've got two polearms, or two like nasty pokey units in here. So what I'm describing polearms and pikes as now, nasty pokey units. We've got Hall Guardians and we've got Iron Hill Pikemen, and they've got Iron Guards to help support them. They should hold for a while. To be honest, the Iron Guards on their own will do a good amount of damage. They'll hold forever. I mean, look at this one over here. Since we've been gone, they've lost 3 men. And the Adrenal Corps is starting to lose. Yeah, those crossbows come into full effect. This is a pretty horrific angle they have right now. I mean, horrific in a good way. They can just fire down into a goddamn mess of an infantry fight. I don't know what they're trying to do. Maybe try and force the way through. Hopefully they don't pull through. They really shouldn't. I think they're trying to send in these. Yeah, they're trying to send in the javies, trying to javy at point blank range. It really isn't working either. Fighting has also commenced on this side, probably has for a little while. Again, not a single Iron Guard has died. These guys will refuse to die. And they're pretty good on the defense. They'll get a decent amount of kills. They'll poke away. Oh, how did they get break through? Oh, they just did. They just snuck through this gap here. Because obviously they're just kind of defending here. The Sons of the Hill is still sort of fighting on. But yeah, Eastlings found a gap. This is where they're sneaking through. Well, not sneaking. They're flying through now. And Ward's Rune, they're getting in here. And they're fighting against these Dane Ironfoot. They're getting focused down right now by crossbows, I think. And they're losing in this fight. It's a good little sneaky move that the Eastlings have done, but it's really not pulling off right now. Dane Ironfoot is butchering these guys. You can see him there with his big red axe. This is before he becomes king. He's killing these guys. He needs to be careful though, this Dane. He doesn't want to lose too many in his bold retreat. I feel like he could have pushed the Hall Guardians forward and they've done the same job. Here we go, Hall Guardians. Hold the line. Poke, yes. This man died. Foolish man. Trying to go against the pole arms. And now we're going to see the pole arms come up for the Eastlings. And they're going to try and challenge these Woodland Realm pole arms. Don't think it's going to work. It's an elite unit against trained. And there's not enough archers right now to focus down this whole Guardian. Yeah, I've lost a few men, but not too many. See how it goes. I'm kind of interested to see if the Hall Guardians will shred them on impact. Oh, they're running away. Sometimes when you see polearm fights happen, they run in, they don't form up properly, and they get shredded. I honestly thought that might be what happened to the Locrium here. It wasn't going to be the case, because they're running away. Iron Guards are winning. 191 men. They've lost 9 men. They've definitely killed more than 9. And they've held them back for a long time. Which is the big thing. If you're playing dwarves, whether it's Erebor, whether it's Iron Hills, both have Iron Guards. It's a really good unit. If you're losing the battle and you've got 2 or 3 Iron Guards and you've got to hold a couple of choke points, just slap them in there. They'll hold for good 5-10 minutes, so, maybe more on a good day. Depends on what faction you're playing against, what they've got. In the case of Harad, pretty good faction to face if you're defending. Bar their Arjuna Kori, not really got much in the way of hitting power, I personally feel like. Certainly not got anything technical like a polearm that's going to help get you out of a sticky position. So yeah, these Iron Guards can hold for a pretty good time. I mean, whether you want to pull them out eventually, they are exhausted. Whether you want to freshen them up, I don't know. Oh, Wards of Rune sneaking around. These Iron Fortress Guardians having none of it. They've got pretty good melee attack as well. They'll do okay. Look at that, already cutting down a couple of these Warlords. Wonder whether the Warlords of Rune will get redone. Don't know why. They look fine. I think they look great, but just wonder why. It is one of the older model, one of the more older models now. Locrium as well. I don't feel like you can really improve them. The Locrium look straight out of the movies. I wouldn't want them to change, but Warlords of Rune does always make you think, would they change the look of them? They look, like I said, they look fine, but just a thought. Hall Guardians are actually dying a bit. 59. They were at 78 when I last checked. So they are dying, not quickly, but steadily. Khan and Hunters here, again trying to get shots off, I think, but really failing.
This is a shameful display.
Not sure why the Eastlings have just poured more men through this gap and try to get behind. I mean, could they not go through all these little gaps as well? I feel like they could. I feel like they just need to test the pathfinding. Going through this building is definitely a viable option. I think once you're in, you're really in. To be honest, I feel like they've really got to try and test this pathfinding. Harad as well. To be honest, if I was him, I'd get the cav in. And again, you go through these gaps and you've got to try and just abuse the pathfinding a little bit. Otherwise, that cav's just standing there doing nothing. And they got to try and find other ways around because they're starting to run into some pretty stern obstacles. This being one of them. Hall Guardians seem like they're outranged. Look at the polearm difference. Look, you're in reaching. Wall Guardians are not. Whether they retreat, I don't know. I don't know if range really comes into the hit points and like, or like the hitbox. I don't know if their animation they just start to poke their pole arms and start killing stuff, but I really don't know. To be honest, they need to get these crossbows now into the fight. Whether they shorten like the length of this unit and how long it is, but I guess it then invites the walls of the room back around. Maybe they're just like, screw it, we'll just shoot at these poor Haradrim down here. To be honest, they're getting butchered. The Iron Guards here are doing a very good job. Maybe send the skirmishers back up. Send them up to try and just... They could lob their axes over this this polearm fight. Oh yeah, this is not looking good. This is a bad idea, I think, for the Wards room. Now they've activated the Hall Guardians. Actually, they're losing decisively. Maybe it was a good idea. Maybe I was entirely wrong. Usually just pushing into a polearm unit with anything, never a good idea. Maybe they softened them up enough with the polearms that they did in fact make a decent bit of damage. Don't know why they're throwing over more men here, like Dane and stuff. Really need them over here right now. The dwarves have managed to push back Harad here. Harad's slunk back to just hiding behind this river line, but yeah, it does seem as though they're throwing over reserves here, and actually rightly so. These things have found a way through. Elves and dwarves unite to try and hold back the Eastlings. Fight and die for your future king, Dane Ironfoot. Solid line is holding them. What are the Pike's health like? 91. Not bad, actually. Having a lot more luck over here with the Pikes than they are with the polearms, are these defenders. The Iron Guards are coming out of their formation. Oh, there they go, back into it. I don't know if they're just rejigging the formation. I'm not really sure. Shock infantry over here is starting to lose. And so are the polearms for the elves. So it's potato there. It's a very thin green line now holding back all of these Locurim. It's a forest of polearms being punched forward. And there you go, look, you can see 10 of these Hall Guardians holding. And there you go, the Hall Guardian's broken. Towards a room, celebrating their victory. Now the Cavs pushing up. I guess they do have a gap, as you can see here. Serpent Guards, they are going to break through. And look at this final defense that's being put up here by the defenders. They've got back their Iron Guards. They're pretty healthy as well. They're going to try and hold here now. And they're running out of time. There's 8 minutes left. I don't know if that's from the 60-minute countdown, if that's from like when we started the video. I can't remember what it was at, actually, off the top of my head. But yeah, the attack is running out of time, whatever it is. It's been a long, long battle so far. Dane is still winning. He's actually just routed 2 units here. Good on him. He looks like he's going to continue his charge forward. These things kind of running short on boys. Harad is bringing around some Black Serpent Rangers. I think he's trying to shoot maybe the Elven King. Or, I don't know, maybe get some rear shots in the Iron Guard. Could also be a pretty good idea. The Cav again. Just pointless. They should have just not bothered with this. It's kind of naive to say, but maybe brought the one. Because your General's also a Cav unit, so you could use him aggressively if you needed to. But, yeah, they brought a lot of Cav for a battle that just wasn't going to involve it. But yeah, here we go. We're going to see cycle charges now. Is this going to work? Are the Iron Guards going to die? Some of them, yeah, actually losing decisively. This kind of might work. And the Cav pulls out, though, it is going to do some damage. Whether they could also side charge the Iron Guard, I mean, that would actually do some pretty good damage. We're going to see a second charge, potentially. If we are, it's not a very good one. And it's been stopped by the Elven King as well. See there. Spearing what remains of these Elven King riders. Oh, they're going to try and... I mean, they might accidentally pull through by the Cav. And that might just be because of the Elven King retreating. There you can go. You can see The Iron Guard being swamped now by Cav. Yeah, that is rough. 57 remain. The wards are ruined. They're going in. They're going to try and take over the fight here. And to be honest, there's a weak enough Iron Guard now. I think they could break through. And the Cannon Hunters got into the fight as well. I don't think that was a good idea for them against Shock Infantry. Yeah, they're dying quickly. That's all. These guys have not used their ammo at all. Elven King has died. He is fully gone, but I think that's all the elves out, to be honest. I think they are, yeah, all but gone. It is down to the dwarves now to try and hold the line. They're doing just that over here. They've got to do it as well. The pikemen here are getting focused down. There's not many of them left. 51. Archers might be able to kill them off here. We will see. The crossbows can't get great angles now either. I mean, they are trying to shoot into the side of these wards of room. They might need to send the crossbows into the fight at the moment because they are okay in combat. Yep, there you go. Just as I say, the crossbows go in, but they've got to take on pole arms. Right now, the dwarves just got to throw like men into the meat grinder just to try and slow down the attackers. Just let the timer go down. 5 minutes remain. The spears hold, but they're losing decisively. Dane might need to get sent back in, but I think they're just trying to keep him free because an assault from these things on this side is also inevitable because the pikes are losing, they're wavering. Dune and Corey going in as well. I mean, they're really just not even messing with this other Iron Guard. Whether they can use the Cav again? Where is it? It's back here. It's pretty banged up. The other one's also pretty banged up. Both lost about 20 men. Could they get a side charge into these Iron Guard? Probably not now. The Dune and Corey have engaged them. Yeah, they're just charging the back of their own guys. This is just not worth it. Good thing it's not NTW3. It does a lot of morale damage to that in NTW3. I'm surprised, like, it would do a lot of morale damage as like an intotal war. Like, being charged by your own side of the back. No one's going to appreciate that. And in the, like, the thick of battle, you wouldn't know if it was friend or foe doing that. Iron Guards, though, losing decisively empty. So are the crossbows. They're going to need to send in the other crossbow, or maybe even Dane. Dane's gone back over onto this side with some more Iron Fortress Guardians. As a push comes on here from Variags and Eastlings. They keep poking away here to these damn Eastlings. Iron Guard's losing here as well now. 48 men left. General's under attack. A Haraz general? I feel like this is just not a worry, to be honest. I wouldn't bother trying to shoot that general now if I was the defenders. I don't know what I'd be trying to shoot, to be honest. You just pray and you hold on. Dane pulls out a combat over here. Looks like he might be about to go back in on this side. Maybe he's just going to keep bouncing from side to side. Both sides looking pretty tenuous. Honestly, this side looks worse with the Iron Guard starting to lose. They're kind of solidified over here. The Iron Guard's now combat even. Yeah, I don't know. Come on, Iron Hills. Can you do it? Can you hold on? Let me know in the comments. What do you think? Do you think they're going to be able to do it? They're really bloodied up with these units now. Really bloodied up. Iron Guards on this side as well, losing. I think they could probably sneak around here. Maybe the general try and do it early, but I feel like you could just drop off that ridge and just come down. General going in here. Dane is back into the fight. If Dane dies, though, that could be catastrophic for morale. I mean, like, army losses would probably come into effect. It's 300 versus 2,000. They're just going. There's no way they can eliminate the attackers. They're just going to. They're having to go and try and win it with time. can't remember if it says draw if the time runs out, or whether it says, I think it does, or whether it says defenders victory. Currently, this is a victory for the defenders if they manage to hold this with the time remaining. Iron Fortress Guardians are starting to waver there. This is a very, very tenuous area. These Guardians are going to have to go in. They've got so much ammo left, which is sad to see, but they're going to have to go in. Probably get more kills in combat than they would right now just trying to shoot it. To be honest, I wouldn't have stopped trying to shoot while it's obstructed or not. You're just going to keep shooting. Burn through this ammo. Try and help your allies or your own men. And there you go. Iron Fortress Guardians break, and here you go. You can see Wards of Ruin. They're trying to get onto the point. Oh, can they do it? I don't know. They might be able to. The Iron Fortress Guardians going in. The point, I presume, is contested. There you go. Dane just comes flying off. He's trying to rear charge this Wards Ruin. They're just not interested in fighting the other units. They're just trying to rear charge this unit to unleash the horde of Eastlings. And they've done it. They've broken through the Iron Guard. They've broken through. Is it going to be done? Are they going to do it in time? You can see that the Iron Fortress Guardians here reforming the line. They can flank around here, can the attackers. They need to do it. These polearms just get around, go. Get into the point. I don't think there's enough time. I don't think they have enough time to capture it now. You see they're losing decisively, but they don't care. They're just trying to get around this unit, even if they lose some men. Just get onto the point. And they're technically on it, but there you go. A draw for the defenders, which is really a victory for them, to be honest. They held on to the last man. So the dwarves, I'm going to give the victory to them, you know, out of, like, you know, honor for, like, that amazing defense. It was incredible. Really well done there. To everyone that took part in that battle, really well done. Yeah, this was sent in by everyone here playing as the Haradrim. He got 101 kills as a Aduna Kori. His infantry really did not have a great day. Or his army, really, generally. Harad just did not really make many breakthroughs. It's really the Eastlings that did most of the heavy lifting. And that's what the Harad player said as well. 81 kills with one of his Serpent Rangers. His Cav, yeah, had some success, but just like 30 kills, not really much there. But yeah, everyone here did okay, but nothing insane. Aesthetic Monkey playing as Eastlings did a much better job with those Eastlings. 108 kills with the Bane of the Steppes, 146 with the Variag Warriors, and then we've got Wards of Ruin getting 91 kills. Then we've got 263 with the Halberdiers, 174 with another there. Archers getting 90 kills. Then we have Joshi playing as the Woodland Realm, 139 kills with the Elven King. His swords actually getting pretty low kills, only 95. I was kind of surprised. Again, didn't actually get in that many kills. Only his general getting over 100. Archers getting 99. One of the polearms getting 71, the other getting 4. Bit of a rough day for these guys. Then we have Toast playing as the Iron Hills, getting some insane kills with these dwarves here. 213 kills with Dane Ironfoot. The Sons of the Hill getting 106. 204 with the Iron Guards. 192 with another one there. 218 kills with the Iron Hill Pikemen. Dragon Slayers getting 149. Yeah, being outscored by the lower tier Pike unit. And then the Iron Fortress Guardians getting 153 and 178. Some very good kills there. But there you go, guys. That is the siege battle today. The dwarves just about held on there in that one. What a fight. I hope you guys enjoy. Do remember to leave a like, subscribe if you're new around here, and a comment to show support. And I'll see you guys in the next one.